station with the best music, best music, best music. So, Five, 6 to 7, and now you know we roll. Giving you more information for your soul, so you make it through with control. Now here we go. Time to build your mentality. Vibrations living and achieve for the music industry. We be who we are. Music biz dots. Give it up inside the spot. And we never stop. We giving you topics that you need from 6 to 7. About the information of life and change brother. It's clever and deep endeavors inside the spot. Now it's time to bring it to your company. Still alive back. Here it is. It's a big 6 to 7. Where we at? Bridging the gap. What we do? Music biz dots. Yes, 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 yes. Bless, bless, bless. I'm your host, T-Dub Hudson. Here it is again on that Monday, 6 to 8. We riding on the Bridging the Gap show. I'm going to be introducing one of my artists later on, you know what I'm saying, in second segment. Moneybag Benzo going to be on set. And we about to bring y'all up to some positive vibrations on this Monday to get y'all ready. All right? Finna lead it in. That's right. Bridging the Gap.
Mute.
Yes, here we are, bridging the gap. I'm your host, T-Dub Hudson. Them positrons, that was X-Clan right there. For y'all don't know, y'all need to do some research on that. You know, it's been one of those very strong energy weeks for me. There's been a lot of positive blessings coming through. Really appreciate the universe opening up that threshold towards being my circle. But I've come across this consciousness I want to share with y'all. And it's about, what y'all handle I'm about to say. It's about character. That word, character. Like, what kind of character are you? You know, characteristics that lead into personalities. You know, this whole society, I think, is really a formation of multiple different characters. But, you know, you actually analyze where that word comes from and the structure of characters in movies and in film, basically. Characters that are written about in scripts that we pretty much adopt as our own personal identities. Are we really who we think we are? I want to ask that question. Are we really who we think we are? You know what I'm saying? While I'm doing this talk, you know, we have the ability for people to call in. If you have any questions about this topic, or you want to, you know, ask me some questions about anything at all, spirituality or business, you can call in at 404-826-9223. And the listen line is 401-347-0418. You can call our office of Mesmerizing Moon Entertainment, musicbizdocs.com, at 770-369-0912. Now let me slide back into this thing about character. Since I was young, right, you know, I always mimicked different people who were around me. You know, my uncles, my father, you know, in my earlier years of memory, these are the people you want to be like. But who were they being like? You know, as I grew older and separated from my dad's side of the family, you know, through the courses of life and things that, you know, of course, society put us through and family matters, you know, I had to analyze how to be a male without having that male there to mold myself after. So I looked at different characters. You know, a lot of people in the music industry, you know, back then for me, it was like Ice Cube in the music industry and Nino Brown and New Jack City, and, you know, O-Dog, and, you know what I'm saying, Menace to Society. It was a lot of so-called characters in these films. I said, yo, that's real right there. That's real right there. That's how I'm supposed to be right there. I bet. Got it. That was a script for a lot of us. It was a script. It was written. It was someone's imagination. It wasn't real right there. It wasn't real. You know? It took some years for me to get older and analyze. I was following someone else's imagination. So my life was not in alignment with what the Most High God had for me. So I was in someone else's imagination. And I analyzed my position on the earth, my position within God's kingdom on earth, my purpose for breathing on earth, the ability of being able to speak to others and activate an opening in their mind on earth. And my life now has purpose and redirection into correct existence. I have to share some things now, like things are so passionate, you know, a lot of people need so many answers given to them, you know, going through a lot of pain. Everyone's going through different pains, a lot of love and pain at the same time. You really can't evade that. It's the balance between the yin and the yang. You know, like, you know, I got a death right now in my family. You know, we all go through that, you know, throughout our life. So, you know, rest in peace to Grandma Mary Roach, you know what I'm saying? And big support to all my family members who are mourning right now, going through the same thing, the same pain. But it's an understanding of her passing You know what I'm saying? So it's the passing of her energy, going into other things, going on to a higher plane. So respect to the Most High God for the way He's designed the circle of life. Now, I have a lot of people out here listening to the show for the first time. And for all of you who are, respect due to your musical careers. You know, I reach out to a lot of people, and I have a good team with me on the social networks, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Global 14. You know, so I gotta reach out to say this to y'all. MusicBizDocs.com is greatly appreciated for all of your traffic, all your likes, and the fact that we are actually providing something you really need and want. I'm very, very thankful to be able to provide something to your lives and bettering you, that's making you empowered, that's making you, you know what I'm saying, who you want to be. So we provide everything you need to start your own record company. If you don't know about us and you're just now listening to this because you received an advertisement, well, let me explain. MusicBizDocs.com provides company startup services in the music industry, LLC formation, corporations, S Corp, C Corp, 501c3s, record labels, production companies, management, event promotions, publishing, everything that you need to do. Everything. You feel me? We have all the documents you need to purchase, all the documents you need to operate your company. We have all the links you need for Secretary of States in all 52 states. So, saves you a lot dealing with legal fees. A lot dealing with fees. A lot dealing with legal fees. And Bianca got me tripping a bit. But yeah, it's a lot that we got popping off of y'all. We got books for education. You know what I'm saying? You need to, get more power, because knowledge is power. You need to go to Music Biz Lit 101. We got 25 pieces of literature there for you, ebooks for you to purchase and download. And one I strongly suggest that all of you in the music industry actually get and actually read. It's All You Need to Know About the Music Business by Donald S. Passman. I strongly suggest you get that book. You know what I'm saying? So you can get that through our store as well. We just want you all to make it. You know what I'm saying? I want you to make it in life. Life is a real game. It really is. Some people say life ain't nothing to play with, but it's a game at the same time. Why is it a game? Because it has rules. It has guidelines. It has penalties. This is life. And you have a blueprint. You have plans you have to follow. It's like you have a playbook. You got to run a play. You got to get to the next touchdown. To the next level. Always rising. Credit score. Scores. It's a game. You got to analyze it like that so you can play it correctly. Run the right plays. Get to the touchdown. Be a winner. That's why it's have your losers and your winners in life. Because life is a game. Be a winner. You know what I'm saying? Be part of that circle. That's where we at. We win. I don't want people to follow my footprints in the same. We got you out of the darkness into the light. Love y'all. Unconditionally. Universally. Really do. You gotta have love if you want to put out products and services people really need and want. Not just because you're trying to make a dollar. I'm making sure everyone can afford to make their self-investments, rise up in society while we have time, while we still have the freedoms. Everything changes. It'll be no different for our nation. Everything changes. So get prepared for the change. It's the Bridging the Gap show. I'm your host, T-Dub Hudson. Take a little break and jump into breathing. Inhale, exhale. Be right back.
Show, then contact the BeatDropsRadio and email your website and contact information to TheBeatDropsRadio@gmail.com to set up an appointment today. Act quickly as we are gearing up for the new year and expanding our network to include interesting, creative, fun, original, and captivating shows, and this just might be you. We are a family-friendly, top 40 pop and R&B station located in the Atlanta Detroit area. Now, if you don't live in the Atlanta area, minimum 16 shows, we have time slots available for you too. Don't look at it.
2 hour show.
Tune in every day, Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time, to the Bianca Burwell Show right here on TheBeatDropsRadio.com. We guarantee to keep you updated
Coming right in
every day on the Bianca Burwell Show. Don't miss it, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell a friend, tell a friend, and follow us on
8,
Instagram,
7,
Bianca
6,
_Burwell.
5,
See you
4,
later.
3,
Tune in now, tune in.
2.
Yes. Welcome back, welcome forward. I'm your host, T-Dub Hudson. It's the Bridging the Gap Show. Sitting here in the studio, we got my man Money Bag Benzo on deck. What's up? Yeah. This young king right here got to do some serious numbers. We talk about big things lining up for him, you know what I'm saying, in this music business. But right now, I want him to just vibe with y'all. Y'all see what type of personality this cat is. He's one of the realest young men I've ever met. Straight up. It's Money Bags. Holla at the people, man.
What's up? What it is, man? I'm just gonna tell you my story, where I came from, why I do this.
That's right.
You know.
Go ahead, let them know what's happening. Where you where you born, man? Where you from?
I'm from Macon, Georgia. You know.
Yeah.
Originally born there, raised in Atlanta, all over Atlanta. ATL.
How long you been in Atlanta?
I say about 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
A divine number. 7, boy.
Yeah.
It takes time for things to manifest when things come to completion. How old were you when you started doing music?
Man, my uncle told me to jump on the mic. I was like 3 years old.
3 years old.
Ever since then, I've been in and out studios, you know.
Been rapping since you was in diapers. The last stage of diapers, I feel you, bro. That's what's up, man. Your uncle, man, he put a good seed inside of you. Put a good seed in you, that musical seed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take somebody to instill and put something in you to get you guided into a creative life, you know what I'm saying? So that it will manifest in you. So as far as like any artist, man, that's in the industry that's alive or that's dead, you know, who would you have liked or who would you like to work with within your time period?
I mean, you feel me? I work with anybody who's willing to work with me.
Yeah.
Whoever, you know what I'm saying? I know when you hot, a lot of rappers gonna want to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm down. You feel me?
Yeah. So throughout all of history, who you say is your favorite rap artist that's ever been in the game?
See, Tupac. You feel me? But see, I got a lot of rappers that I look up to.
Yeah. Yeah. So as far as like Pac, I definitely feel you on Pac, man. He's one of the real true, one of them real true soldiers, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like it was deeper than just hip hop with him, deeper than just the rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was out there in the streets organizing his, because he influenced everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man, on some realness, man, like who have you worked with recently, man, that people might, you know, be looking out for some people that they may know about?
Yeah, they don't look out for that. I can't fit none of that out there yet. You know?
Gotta keep politics where it's at, right?
Yeah.
I feel you on that, man. Tell me about some people that's in your squad, because you got a squad of cats, man, that you're affiliated with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, they need to know about them through you. So tell people about years and what's going on with the musical family that you got going down.
Really, you know what I'm saying? I got a whole camp, my whole team do something involved with music, shoot videos.
Yeah.
You know, TCMB.
Right.
10 cash money bag.
That's right. That's right. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a self-contained organization, pretty much. Everything that y'all doing, we all one tight knit circle. All right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So listen, man, on as far as like, you know, a message to them, like, do you think they should, like when I say message, let's say like, we got some people out here right now, they're doing what they're doing in the streets. We got some people in school, you know, some people might be thinking about whatever they're thinking about. They got problems, issues, whatever. But you at a point in your life, you've accomplished a lot of things. So you're in a position where you can leave a message to the younger generation to give them some strength wherever they are in their life right now. So that type of message, what would you say to those people out there listening to you right now, who's going to listen to you?
Well, I say, you know what I'm saying? My story is not your story. So, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just take my story and make something better out of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Go to school. Try to do that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Go to school.
Yeah. Stay in school.
Yeah.
That's the first.
Right. Right. You know, and at the same notation, it's like,
I'm just, when you hear my music, I'm just telling you what I've been through. That don't mean you got to go through it. But when you hear it from somebody, you know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
You can, instead of having to go through it to learn a lesson, you just listen to what I say and take heed and avoid all that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So you saying you using your music as a message and a warning?
Yeah, you did.
That's tight. That's tight. So your music is a message and a warning. Y'all gotta look out for his lyrics. And he just warned you. You know what I'm saying? So when he's out there, song and popping the message is real deep in this man's heart. Man, been dealing with a lot of stuff, man. This year, you know, this year's coming to a close. You know what I'm saying? Coming down to the end of the year, you know, a lot of things have happened in the media. You know, there's a lot of things going on right now in the spirit of the people. You know, as far as on a really touchy subject that everyone right now is still lit up on, you know, the police brutality in America, you know, that situation and how, you know, they take aim at our demographic, pretty much neutralizing the whole nation of people, you know, a younger generation being shot down and killed out here. You know what I'm saying? Do you have any type of advice, especially to young black males out here who are targeted by the police force, you know, on how they can carry themselves, keep themselves alive, or how to conduct themselves with the police?
I mean, just be wise.
You gotta elaborate, because you're doing a good job. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, just let them know.
Really,
certain things.
really, you just gotta find something you like to do and stay out of trouble's way. Because anything can happen. You can be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right.
Or you can be at the right place at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anything can happen. You just gotta find you something to do and stay productive. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Stay out of the way. Stay out of the way of trouble.
You never know what might happen. Better be safe than sorry. You did.
All the time. I definitely think that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like on the levels of certain things, like what you just said, staying out of harm's way, not in a place of trouble. That could also equate to where you want to place yourself and how you're going to use your time. You know what I'm saying? So you only got a certain amount of time in a day, 24 hours in a day, by the clock we all live by, right? So, you know for a fact that you have areas, and I want to touch on something Tyrese said real quick. Tyrese Gibson he actually mentioned something about when you walk outside your door, you may see a group of dysfunctional individuals to the right side, and a group of people on the left side who are preparing to go to work that day. So if you have a choice to make which group you're going to be, why say, okay, I know it's going to be trouble over here, like you were saying, stay out of trouble's way.
Yeah.
Stay out of trouble's way, but put yourself where it's going to be productive, where you can actually be something successful in life.
Yeah.
You know, those individuals going to work, going to school. You know what I'm saying? And it's about time. You can't get your time back. You must place yourself within a window of time to execute something productive. And if you're doing that, you're not going to be somewhere wasting your time that can draw each other harm on you. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Well, tell us more, like, you told me your uncle got you started in music.
Yeah, my uncle got me started in music.
Does your uncle actually still make music? Or?
Yeah, he still make music. He make my beats, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He make some of my beats. I got two uncles that make my beats, actually.
Absolutely. So
they've been doing music before me. They put me in when I was real young, at a real young age.
That's right. Do they have any production companies that people can check out some of their work?
Really, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
When you play my music next time on the radio, you hear that beats.
Yeah. Because, you know what I'm saying, it's like anything that's being done has to be elevated. Everything has to be elevated. So anyone who had anything to do with your life, man, they added blessings to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to give them some shine time. You feel me?
Yeah.
These are the important people, man, that brought you into a manifestation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the time. It's a blessing to have them around you, bro. Real family. You know, you care about you, give some love to you. Let's analyze some things, man. Within a 5-year time period from now, 5 years from now, where do you see yourself in the world? What do you see yourself doing 5 years from now?
I see myself, you know what I'm saying, doing something real productive with myself. You feel me? I'm gonna keep doing this music.
Right.
My campaign gonna be way stronger. You gonna see.
Yeah.
I really don't like to talk about it. I like to get to it and do it. You know?
Yeah.
But I know I'm gonna be somebody. Yeah.
You're already somebody, bro.
Yeah.
You're somebody great right now.
I already know that.
Yeah. As far as like I see visions in the future, like you said, 5-year stretch, films, fashion, real estate, music as a vehicle for you to walk into other industries. You know what I'm saying? But music is a vehicle. It's a gateway. It's a bridge between the gaps. You know what I'm saying? So it's like planting these visions out there, man, into the universe and speaking these words into existence. That's what we're doing on each other's lives. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's good to have these conversations, man.
Yeah.
And just sit down and talk, you know, and let other people join in on the conversation between two partners. You know, it says when two or more come together, Christ is there also. Christ to me is energy, it's a presence, it's a spiritual force. It has no color. It's a power. You know what I'm saying? Two or more come together, Christ is there also. When you speak things out of your mouth, and those words that you speak are actually God Himself. That's why I say God is words. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense, man.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense, man. Music, you know what I'm saying, is a spiritual tool. And the word is the educating tool. You know, music makes people feel, the word makes people listen. You know, absolutely. So, you know, we are living in the times, man, you know, honestly, where a lot of people, they need to be motivated to start their own businesses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We kind of have an obligation to try to motivate as many people as we can. Because doing so, we're saving lives. Saving a lot of lives going on.
Saving a lot of,
yeah. You know, just gotta have a motivation to do the next level of American citizenship. Gotta maintain, continue to grow. You know? So I really appreciate, man, you coming in and being the way you are. You know,
yeah,
and, giving me an opportunity to assist you in developing your career with you. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we got a lot of business we put together, music biz stocks, you know, central management, mesmerizing, entertainment, money back, Benzo, you know, and this young man is going to make some great things happen in history. Yeah, straight up. Yes, you got all the elements to make it happen. Yeah, already. You know. That's why it'd be a little secret at the yard, right? I don't want to expose the market attacks. Strategies. But yeah, that's what it
I
do.
mean, yeah, I work with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I respect the non-disclosure. I respect it. Yeah, absolutely, man. So, anything else you want to say to the people, man? That you want to just
You can ask me whatever. You know what I'm saying? Feel free. They can call me or whatever.
yeah. Well, on the levels of on the levels of where you want to, develop yourself, things like that are some of the things that I want you to just pretty much just be open about. You already shared a lot about your childhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot about your childhood. But as far as like, how do you handle, dealing with your day-to-day situations? You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like, how do you live your life on a day-to-day?
Really, on a day-to-day,
Yeah.
I wake up and I get to the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you want to, you know what I'm saying? My mama always told me, if you want to do something, be the best at it.
Right.
Be the best at what you're doing. No matter if you a janitor, be the best janitor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you got told the same thing. That was she told me.
Yeah. So when you wake up, you say you get to the music, you start your day about what time?
Sometimes I don't even go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in that studio.
Overnight sessions.
Yeah.
Overnight sessions. And that's grinding.
Yeah.
That's grinding. So like, as far as you getting beats and stuff like that, you don't get all your beats from your uncle, right?
Nah.
So how do you acquire some of your beats?
Some of my beats, I get them through like offline. I'll buy them. You know what I'm saying? At least a beat. But sometimes I got people, my friends like beats. I really don't gotta do much to get a beat.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? That's good. So you position yourself around other people like yourself. You know what I'm saying? Those are your resources, human resources.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Plus the fact that you can get your beats and then record your music, right? That's fly. So pretty much anybody can really do that.
Yeah.
If they got the talent like yourself or a similar talent.
Yeah.
They can just rap on something on top. So you got freestyle abilities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, y'all can't even hear freestyle right now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We fly with it, but you know it's gonna happen.
You can have people call up to the radio who
absolutely. Absolutely.
Tell them to call up.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, listen, anyone out there, if y'all want to call in, the number you can call in is 404-826-9223. And the listen line is 401-347-0418. All right? We have Money Back Benzo in the studio right here, vibing with us. And we're about to take a quick break and come right on back with some good vibes. All right? Bridging the Gap Show. T-Dub Hudson. Let's rise. Welcome back. Welcome forward. Welcome to the present. We host T-Dub Hudson's Bridge and the Gap Show. Sitting here with the musical genius, Vincent Levy Bryant.
I'm on the spot. It's Levy.
Levy Bryant. There you go. There you go. Absolutely. Sir,
Yes, sir.
tell the people about yourself, man, so they know more about you than they know now.
I'm Vincent Levy Bryant. My birth, my professional moniker is V Levy, V-L-E-E-V. And I've been known as V Levy since 1986 when I launched the record label, hip hop label in South Carolina called V Levy Recordings. And Terrence Mims was my first artist. He was known as MC Alpha T. And the V Levy stuff. It's my first initial and my middle name, so I smashed it together.
That's good brand.
But yeah, the branding was straight up out of outer space, straight through God in my head. Absolutely.
How long have you been making films, man?
For 3 years. I mean, I've been around the film community for 25 years, thanks to my good buddy Michael Balabalai, who's in Los Angeles. And he introduced me to the entire Atlanta film community in a couple of years, which at that time wasn't a big community. The music community was much bigger. You know, the Face Records was here, and everybody knows Babyface and L.A. Reid. What they did in 10 years. And you know, now it's the film industry is the big deal. Everybody's running to Atlanta, and everybody wants to do film in Atlanta. And you know, for me, it's where I really, my heart has really been. The music is in my soul. That's easy. My head has been in film since I was 11 years old, and it just came. I mean, a lot of where I'm at with film and where I've evolved and what I've turned into has been me realizing all these elements all my life that led up to this one great part of my life. So.
You know, I listened to a lot of your work, man. I was listening to, like, especially your compositions. You know, you are like a master on the piano.
Thank you.
Master.
I don't consider myself a master.
I would say you are myself, you know, and that makes you a very humble person. You know what I'm saying?
I owe it to my parents. I owe it to my father. Not both my parents. My father was a consummate, you know, gospel trained, self-taught to play 7 instruments. You know, extraordinary amount of talent. You know, all these men that came from his era in that part of Beaufort, South Carolina, which was Possum Hill. I love to talk about this. They all were extraordinary supermen. You know, because they were born and raised in an environment that was extremely racist. Abject poverty and lack of education, so to speak, because educational opportunities were not open to us at that time, which you're well aware of. Some very great people came out of that era that I'm glad to call my cousins, that he grew up with. My father and his brother, my Uncle Ruben, 35 years at GM. I mean, extraordinary. More than a car mechanic. He was a car genius. Still is. Still living. My dad passed away in 2010, and I'm still dealing with it. That's a lot. Thank you. Thank you. And my mother passed away. Extraordinary. Their contributions to me, and
they passed into you.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. I feel like it's been this growth since they passed away. My mother passed away 18 years ago. My dad passed away just it'll be 4 years, 2010, like I said, it's 4 years. This year it'll be 5 years, I'm sorry. And they passed away on the same day, 12 hours apart.
Wow.
That's another shock.
Wow. That is divine, man. That's divine.
I've been playing piano since I was 3, from his knee. I mean, and his experiences, you know, afforded me a wealth of experiences. I'm 55 years old. My children are all grown. But the things that I did before I was 25 years old, 26 years old, they blow people's minds, and I didn't know that. So I was just doing my thing.
Yeah.
You know, I just kind of inherited the business or the experience of music, you know.
Right. How many instruments do you actually play?
I played 3. My dad played 7. He could make music out of anything.
Wow.
But he taught me and 2 of my brothers. My brother Chuck is a master percussionist, and he plays piano and bass. And my brother Yosef is a bass player, and he does it for himself. He's an artist. He has a degree in graphic arts, and he does caricatures and graphic arts. Made a great living doing it. He doesn't care to play music professionally, but he plays the bass, and you should hear him on the piano. I played bass and drums because of them. It wasn't a requirement. The piano was there. My dad played piano, and from 3 years old, like I said, you know.
Right.
Yeah, and he was around everybody. I mean, we had everybody.
Right.
You know, Ray Charles Band, friends. Brooke Benton, his son Roy Benton was in our band when we were kids. James Brown lived in St. Albans. We used to ride the Q58 bus up Merritt Boulevard and get off, go to Benson Burgers and go to James Brown's house and throw rocks at his show for to get his attention. We were kids, and then Roy Benton, we'd go down to Brooke Benton's house, and you know, and then on back to our house. And as long as we got back, you know, back in those days, your parents said be home before dark. You were home before dark. There were no cell phones, and people would tell on you. So you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Neighborhood security. It was a real neighborhood watch then.
Springfield Gardens, right in back of Springfield High. Those are days I'll never forget.
Yeah.
We moved to Sheldon, South Carolina, when I was 13, Beaufort County, back to my mother and father's, you know, hometown.
Yeah.
Moved to Sheldon. My mother's family, Robinson Hill. I'm a descendant of the Robinson McClendon clan. I'm a Bryant. Like I said, my dad's from Possum Hill. Yeah. And some amazing people come out of that era, you know.
You got some good roots there, bro.
I really do, and I'm proud of those roots.
Yeah.
By the way, Smoking Joe Frazier's from Possum Hill.
Salute, big shout out to Smoking Joe.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so what influenced you the most to become a master teacher of all these arts?
I don't know if I ever became. I'm still after it.
Still working,
you know. But what influences me is it's the power of music. I mean, music, as you know, is about vibration. It's about math. And I have a real stickler with me now about math like I never did before. You know, I was never the greatest math student in class, but I knew the power of math. But I think I knew so much in my soul inertly about it that I didn't bother to study the way I did. I probably would have been a master mathematician, but, you know.
Yeah.
Those are the influences.
When you're talking about math, dealing with music, does that cater with like sacred geometry as well?
All the way. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and the patterns and the numbers. Yeah. Yeah.
Geometry is a big part.
Yeah.
And I don't know where you are, Mr. Mills, my geometry teacher. Bryant, you're gonna flunk this year. Yeah, I don't know where you are, man, but you've influenced me a lot. I love my public school teachers. They have all influenced me. You know, they were more than glorified babysitters, and part of that village that made sure that these kids were all right. I don't know if we have teachers like that today, but I sure hope we do, man. I just, you know, the math, sacred geometry is a big part of what I do for me. I don't impose that on anybody because it's part of my operating system and on my belief system, my knowledge base.
Right.
You know, if you're willing to want to get involved, you know, it's like on the way here, I ran into one of my mentors, Yoel Ben Yehuda, who is a professor at Atlanta Metropolitan College. And we touched on this briefly before you had to get off at his stop. And it was just like, you know, there's a whole lot to it, but the simplicity of it is the right frequencies, which are the universal frequencies that the actual universe we live in operate under. The resonance. Yes. And you said resonance, that's perfect. You know, Nareem, I'm gonna get his name wrong. It's Nassim. It's Nassim Karem, yes. He does this whole thing called the Resonance Project, and it is awesome. And it knows no culture, color, race, creed, or religion, because science is science, it's spirit. Right?
Yeah.
And you know, the groups that I grew up with that are all along in those same lines had that with them. Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind and Fire, Ohio Players, James Brown. I can't leave James Brown out.
Godfather.
The influence that we had just as kids growing up, and to see him in person and be able to hang with him. You know, Bootsy Collins, he was 16, we were kids. You know, all of that, you know, but yeah, the resonance of what music is, especially our brand of music, not to be too biased, has this natural spirit involved.
Soul music.
It's soul music. That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
And
Yes, sir.
like I said, I grew up in that area. Booker T and the MGs, you know, Kool and the Gang, Count Basie, B.B. King. I can't forget B.B. King. I mean, these are people I actually got to meet and be around. And so the music was part of our experience growing up.
And the music was real music. You had musicians playing, not just one person programming.
Right.
You know, not taking anything away from the technology was developed today.
Nope, I don't. I don't want to take anything from
Absolutely not, because it's generated billions, of course.
Yes.
But at the same note, when you have 5 people creating one song, and it's all coming from different rhythmic patterns from their own emotions,
right?
The energy just, it's like a rainbow coming together.
And I know it all too well. Growing up with brothers in a household, we had the basement to do our thing in.
Right.
You know, outdoors wasn't important to us. I mean, later on as kids, growing up as teenagers, but to play music with your brothers and grow up, I mean, you know, when you talk to the Jackson 5 about their experiences growing up, aside from the well-publicized, you know, treatment or whatever the case was that they went through, their dad molded them to share the gift of music. And it is a power. And that's why they turned the world on the way they did.
Right.
And it's pretty much the same stuff with me and my brothers. We get together and play. And, you know, I'm in a band now, and the band I'm in now, the only reason I'm with these guys is because I get that same vibe and that same feeling.
Right.
The Hard Donuts band. I'm in the Hard Donuts.
Yeah.
We are in the middle of, we're in the 4th week of taping our reality series. We're all, 2/3 of us are over 50 in the band. So being famous is not on our mind. Getting together and having fun and playing music, that's our main thing. We're known in the North Atlanta, Woodstock, Canton, Powder Springs, Cobb area. We're known as that band that's more fun to hang out with than listen to. Because you can get on stage, if you know a song and you know a song, tell us your song. If I don't know it, and I know a lot of songs. One of us knows it, we're going to flub through it. You're going to have fun. You're going to sing and dance or play, get on the drums or get on my keyboard. We're not, you know, selfish. That's what it's for. On Thursday nights at Little Whisper, every Thursday night, this Thursday night included, we do an open mic night. And you come up, do your thing. I don't care if you rap, whatever you do, show up, sign on the list. You don't pay a fee. Get on stage, tell me what your song is. We're going to make it happen.
Right, and that's every Thursday night.
Every Thursday night at 8 o'clock to midnight.
8 o'clock to midnight.
And the food is great. 6889 Highway 92 in Woodstock. Little Whisper. Lil Whisper.
You guys definitely need to show
up. You need to
there.
check it out. Show up. I don't care. It's worth the drive. Bell's Ferry. Get off 575 Bell's Ferry or 75 and make your way to 92. Or you can take 92 over from 85 on Jimmy Carter all the way over. And it's a great hangout. Food is great, you know.
Absolutely.
And it's a lot of fun. That's all I can say.
Tell me about something, man. As far as like when you branching from music and starting to make films, like when did that transition come about?
Wow, good question. It started when I was 11.
Wow.
Try to say this without getting too emotional.
I understand, man.
I had nephritis. I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
They took me out of the public school system because at that time, nephritis was a disease. I had kidney infection.
Yeah.
They didn't understand how communicable it was. And they didn't want me, my immune system was so low, they didn't want me to be any sicker. So I was in a great IG program. I was always an accelerated student.
Yeah.
So they took me out of school, and my mother had to go to the Board of Education to get me a tutor.
Right.
So I'm blasting through all this stuff, the tutor. I mean, my father's like, slow down, slow down. You're at home now. You don't got to, you know, and don't go down and play that piano. Get your work done first. So I blast through it so I can get downstairs. And I'm home, man. Nobody's here, and I'm, you know, it's cool, you know. And he would just come and stay a while because he ran a TV shop in the Bronx and he drove bus at night.
Yeah.
Okay? He had his TV shop in the Bronx. He was a TV repairman, by the way, and a musician. A
wonderful provider.
Yeah, my mother was an RN. She was one of the first black head nurses at Jamaica Hospital in 1963. Yeah, she was Harlem School of Nursing, Coppertones, that's what they call it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, awesome story, man. But she would leave and come home and make sure every Wednesday, because that was the day she could do this.
Yes.
And she enrolled me in the Queens Branch Public Library Movie Club. And my parents loved movies. We used to go to the drive-in, the 21 drive-in, and
I remember the drive-ins.
Yeah, Sunrise Highway. Yeah. And there was a shopping center out there. I remember Household Finance, J.C. Penney's, Alexander's. Anyway, she signed me up at the Queens Branch Library, and I got to see a movie every week, every Wednesday.
Wow.
A couple of times she missed, and I understood because she worked hard and doing what she did, head nurse, and that whole 9 yards. Sometimes she couldn't make it and couldn't come home at that time. But that's how we grew up, and I look forward to my brothers coming home in that afternoon. But that year was when it started, my falling in love with films. My first favorite film was The Red Balloon.
The Red Balloon.
Yep. And I would, this is before the technology allowed us to watch movies at home. So we had this one channel that would play these movies late at night, and I would press the damping pedal on the piano, and I would cut the sound down off, and the house is asleep, and I'm tickling the keys, trying to play the music along with,
a score.
Yeah, I'm sitting there, but I'm a kid, I'm doing this, and I was just bored, and my sleep pattern was so weird from the medication, and, it was a whole lot, that whole experience. Wow. So I made it through without crying. My son will be proud of me. Anyway, all my sons will be. Yeah. So that's how it started. It started then it jump started again in a huge way when I was at Savannah State College with Sam Gill and the late great Sam Gill. I'll never forget him.
And you worked with a lot of people. Man.
I did. I've worked with a lot of people.
Very good career
so far, man, and
keeping it pushing.
Yeah, and that's for me. It's the experience. When it's time to go or it's over, whatever means it's time to go. That's God telling you, hey, next.
Right.
Got to keep it real. Keep next.
Absolutely.
You can't. Nothing stays forever. So, and that's what I taught my kids. That's what I teach my kids. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about a couple movies I see that you've executed. The last was Last Words.
Last Words.
Pray for Her.
And pray for her. Pray for her.
Pray for her.
By Chuck Brown. Chuck Brown was a young, go-getting, independent filmmaker. He entered the 48-hour film project here back in 2009, I believe. And these guys all knew me. I made myself aware and a visible force just to be friends and network with a lot of people, network in independent film. And he's one of them that said, hey, look, I need music and I need score and I need sound to make this right. Can you do it? And I don't have any budget. And we got this thing, 48-hour film project. You give me 48 hours. You take elements from a challenge and you make a movie in 48 hours. And he was one of the runner-ups. I gave him 3 songs and I did his underscore sound design, which was a great experience. Altogether, I think it was a 12-minute short. To do better, Byron Conrad Irwin, that's his name. Gotta get these names right.
Absolutely.
He did a great short. It's an awesome short called Last Words, about a mother passing away and wanting to say her last words to her son, which was very personal to me because I went through that. But who knew that? He didn't know that when he did it. And he says, Vince, I would love for you to score this film. That connection came through Eric Canada and Cynthia Collins, who is no longer part of the film Atlanta Meetup. She started it, did a great thing, and I don't know Cynthia, I don't know where you are, but God bless you, thank you. And Eric, you know how I feel about you, bro. You know that dude. He's that dude. He's like, you want to really be in this? You know what you're doing? Okay, let me check you out. Let me give you an opportunity. And I scored Byron's film. He entered it in festivals. He's doing well from what I understand. film was awesome, and I scored it, gave them a main theme that they could use and utilize and work with. And my advice to anyone scoring film, do your best to compose it, but be ready for a sound editor to take it apart and use it the way they want. So it's not your baby. It's you're working for the thing a composer is supposed to do, period, is help tell the story using his music.
Right.
That's it.
Create the emotion and sound.
Yes. Create the experience to tell a story. That's it. Steven Spielberg said it best. Music and sound is 50%. Without it, you don't have a picture. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Absolutely. These films you mentioned that you're talking about, are they available anywhere online?
No, they're shorts, and I'm hoping Byron and Chuck do a full-length feature one day, and I'm hoping they call me. I would love to work with them. My film scoring experience was boosted. I'm going to go back a little bit. 1984, I met Curtis Mayfield through a very, very good friend of mine, an architect friend named William Fuller, Bill Fuller. Awesome guy. Celebrated architect right here in Atlanta. That brother just said, I wanted to see Curtis's studio in his house because I wanted to build a studio in my house. And I want to learn. I was in this learning phase. And Bill said, okay, and he surprised me. He didn't tell me where he was taking me. We get off Cascade, we go up King Edward Drive, we're pulling in, and I'm like, wow, this guy's together. Who's this guy? And he's not saying anything.
Right.
And we get in there, another guy opens the door, Carlos Glover. And I'm sitting in there waiting, and I'm looking around. I still don't see any sign that this is who it is.
Right.
And he comes out, and Bill goes, Vince, Curtis Mayfield. Curtis, this is Vince Bryant. I about had a cow. I'm so serious. When I tell you I had a cow, I was like, and he was cool, because he was like, it's okay, dude. I love entertainment. I love Curtis. Curtis was like a father, another father to me.
Yes.
And he was like, it's okay, dude. Just keep it real. Just chill. Everything's cool.
Right.
You play the piano? Come on, you play my piano, man. I go in there and play the Steinway. And he's not saying anything. You want to see my studio? Hey, this is how this works. So I started asking, where's the bass traps? And let me see that. Let me see your sound soffit. Let me see your vocal booth, the ISO booth, how the door's constructed. And he's back in there, and he leaves me in the studio, and he goes to talk to Bill, and I hear them out there talking and laughing. So I sit down to the Steinway and start playing. And he gets up and comes in there, and he's standing there, and I'm like, oh, yeah. He goes, no, dude, keep playing.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I like it. He's like, hey, you play nice. You want to be in my band? I want to use you in my band. I was like, nah, I had a cow already on the couch.
That's the universe.
Okay, oh man, you know, that was Angels and all of that going. And I was like, did he just ask me to be in his band? Wow. So you know, I must be all right. And then he was like, are you in the union? And I froze because I let my union dues lapse in New York because I didn't think, I didn't care. That dude paid for me to get in the union, took my passport picture, was tooling around through Sandy Springs in his Corniche convertible, his Rolls Royce, 80 miles an hour Riverside Drive to go and catch up with somebody else who's in the band. And the next thing I know, man, we were rehearsing. And I went to England, Holland, and Japan with Curtis Mayfield.
That's a wonderful story, man.
And I worked on I'm Gonna Get You Sucker with him, as an apprentice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was all about that. I totally was.
That's a wonderful experience.
Hats off. I'll never forget Curtis, man. That's another emotional moment. It's like, because his heart was so big and his giving never ended. The man was endless with the giving.
And that's why I received so much, man.
Yeah.
That's one thing about longevity and having careers, in this industry. You got to be a giver. You can't be one who's just out to take and receive all the time.
Absolutely
You
right.
got to continue to create music and put your heart into it and give it to people.
Absolutely right.
You got to do that.
And speaking of giving, that's one of the reasons why in 2007 we made it legit, but in 2005, Rodney Jakes and we started a nonprofit that helped kids go through a literacy program and graduate Institute of Media Engineers. I'm probably jumping your car. I'm sorry.
No, we're telepathically linked.
Yeah, we're
I'm asking you questions in the mind. And you just run.
I'm catching it. Even through this hat on my head.
It's like the third one you've done like this. I'm thinking of two, and you just respond.
We're on it, dude. Do you know how deep telepathy really is?
Yeah.
The vibrations we emanate tune us all and how we're going to be with each other.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the reasons why when I see negativity, I refuse to take it in. Shield up. And I broadcast even more positivity.
Absolutely.
That's what I do now.
Another thing you can use against negative vibrations is alchemy. Instead of actually deflecting it or shielding it, you can change it. When you use the I call them the invisible fields, the magnetic fields around us.
Yes.
You always have interaction with all organisms, especially within a certain radius.
Wow.
So if you have a negative energy in your presence, you can actually feel or fuse the energy from a tree, from a bird, from air, mix that into your own aura, and then transmit. So you don't actually have to diffuse it. You can actually absorb that negative into the things around you. Filter it out and receive nothing positive.
I totally know that's true. Because sometimes I do this thing where my film partner, my executive producer on my project, we get to talk about Ari Casper Silver, and she says, Vince, you are this powerhouse of creating positive energy. And I've never heard anybody tell me that other than, my mom was like, you're happy, so just smile. And, this woman actually taught us how to smile. And smile. But Ari, she goes, you're just a powerhouse of positive energy. And I guess I know where you're coming from because I take some of that energy and sometimes it settles with me and then I just decide to just still return as much as I can, a smile and try to look people in the eye and let them know I feel you, but I'm not feeling you.
Right.
I can't share that with you, but I'm going to help you out with this,
Right.
And that's how my music is.
Right. So tell us, man, about IME. You was telling me what made you start it, but what type of programs do you guys provide? Do you have available?
The Institute of Media Engineers, IME, is a not-for-profit group and a charity that bridges the gap for women and minorities in digital media, film and music.
Yes.
And what it does is it provides education, ongoing, continuing education, hands-on, helping them realize their projects because a lot of them don't have budget. Some people don't have the wherewithal, education, or even the hands-on experience, and they want to do a film. And there are elements that go to it technically. There are elements that go to everything in the profession.
Yes.
So when it comes to that, I have people with me that are very diligent and very giving and sharing.
Yes.
And they come in and say, well, I'm a director and I can come in and help them. If they want to direct it, I can coach them or I can consult them or I can cheer them on and teach them how to, direct their own film.
Yes.
Produce their own film. Write their script. I have screenwriters. I have 11 cinematographers.
That's beautiful.
All awesome young cats of all kinds of backgrounds.
Yeah.
And what really threw me into this 3 years ago is when I got thrown in, like big time. And I threw myself in. I took the 2-day Duff Simmons film course, and I recommend that to everyone who wants to be in this. No matter what you want to do in film, this 2-day film course for under $500 will teach you the nuts and bolts and give you the stamina and the confidence to do your own film on any scale, on any technological breakthrough. Duff Simmons, I love you, man. You're one of the best dudes you share. And I took that course, then I hung out with the IFC Challenge guys, and it was a 9-day whirlwind that turned into weeks. I stayed in New York. I was loving it.
Yeah.
But I'm grown now. My kids are grown. I don't have anybody to come home to. And except I had a dog at the time. Anyway, so I was like, I'm staying up here. I'm starving. I don't care. I got to make this happen. And I'm hanging out with all these kids from India, Korea, China, and we're kicking it, just workshops, in the evenings, having a couple of beers and talking about film and talking about people and the amalgamation of all these different arts, hip hop, rock, blues, different genres of movies, television, webisode, all that stuff. So I came back here fired up and Regina and Hakeem Robinson of Eyes Entertainment gave me an opportunity to be their sound recorder and to be with them on the set of a real feature film. They produced, and Hakeem was director of photography on Family on Edge.
Family on Edge.
Yes. And he and I were in talks about me getting the opportunity to provide some music, some original music for this film, because they're still in the production phase.
Right.
But 2 weeks after I got back from that New York thing, 2 weeks. I mean, I'm in the house, I'm starving, bills ain't paid, things, but it's just me. I don't care now. I'm like, I don't have, no wife and no kids bugging me and saying, no responsibilities is what I'm saying. Except to fulfill this dream, which is an important thing I want to say. If you have this dream and you have a family, it's extremely hard if you are not together on the same page. And that's a question and a topic that you need to search your soul with your mate. If you're together on that, look at Will and Jada. Look at Bill and Camille. So anyway, I'm probably too long-winded here on this.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But I came back here fired up, man, and I worked on their film with them, and it was an awesome 15 days. And from there, I just worked with them on another production. We did a corporate film, and I did sound for them. But all these opportunities opened up. Like, okay, the universe said, "Oh, you're ready to do this? You're serious? Okay, here it is. Let's see what you do."
Absolutely. Everyone out there listening to the wisdom of this God in flesh sitting with me, Mr. Benson.
Wow.
I want you guys to analyze something. Everything is designed in an order that no one can change. And for us all to be sitting here right now and have the different lives and the paths that we've taken, and to have the opportunity to be in each other's presence, sharing the point of growth, I just must say I'm so thankful to the universe and the Most High God for allowing these manifestations.
Likewise.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to come right back with this master mind of music and film. And he's going to share some more with you guys on how to make the right decisions in life.
I'm still an 11-year-old boy that just wants to have fun.
But, man, I tell you, it's always good to have that in your heart. Keep that child in your heart. That's the closest thing to God. But
right on.
We'll be right back. Bridging the gap.
It's your boy Dave Tom. The next episode of Full Belly Radio, we got
Chris, set it up, Jones.
and my man Comedian Live Love.
It's gonna be funny.
It's gonna be hella funny, like they say on the West Coast, man.
Yeah.
It's full.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are back. We're forward. We are present. It's the Bridging the Gap show. My host T-Dub Hudson, sitting here with Gene Smith 11. Yeah, I'm really like almost speechless. We had a very enlightening conversation with Frank, and I'm asking to pretty much resurrect some of the information for you all out there. And he has we're talking about his nonprofit organization, IME, and this brother has a plan he's about to share with you guys, and we're about to launch something absolutely history making. Okay, Mr. Levin, take the floor.
BDB. Anyway, IME, we're right now undertaking a restructuring to go national, and we are definitely looking for people who would like to be a part of, who have a background in nonprofits and how to run them, and particularly nonprofits that are in the arts. Like I said, our mission statement is bridging the gap for women and minorities in digital media, the industry of making music and film. So what this is really about is individual chapters nationally in the core cities, Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Miami, but not just that concentration, but also the concentration in the urban, suburban areas. Omaha, Nebraska, Sheldon, South Carolina, Columbia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina is a great and up-and-coming place. Big shout out to Buck TV and AJ Johnson, Buck TV. And I just want to say, it once it catches fire that way, you know, it's a community up, you know, it's a community enhancer, and it gives new meaning to dreams coming true, because it's people getting together and actually hands-on. IME is headed to we want people that will be able to say, you know, I'm donating equipment, or I'm donating in-kind services, or someone on the stature. I stopped Jaimin Ansu on the street, on 7th Street, at the Starbucks on Peachtree, when they were here filming Fast and the Furious, and we had a 32-minute conversation. Wow. I saw him walk by the window, and I looked up and I went, and he turned and looked at me, because I do this thing. And he looked at me, and I went, and he went, and he went. He did the circle with his finger saying, I'll be right back. He was on his iPhone talking to this person on earphones, and he was walking. So I said, like, the thumbs up to him. Right. So I kept looking, and I said, he really is walking back down the street. I said, okay, let's get it together. I mean, you know, since I was a kid, I don't get starstruck. I get focused, purpose struck. So I'm like, okay, be cool. You're not a fan, just chill. You know? So I walk out the Starbucks all cool, because I don't want everyone in the Starbucks to know this is Jaimin Ansu, and I'm gonna corner him. Especially the women in there, forget it. They would be like, oh my God, it's like running into Idris Elba. That was a mess. So anyway, and we talked for 32 minutes about my nonprofit. And he took my info and he gave it to his person, and I'm in touch with him. But what I would like to do is get people on his level to donate their time when they're available and their energy to helping a person in the industry actually have hands-on script writing, production, storytelling, you know, all the elements that are escaping me right now that go into making a film, making a great piece of music. I know all the music people. I know pretty much everybody with the music world. The film world, I'm just getting into. And I'm telling you, you think the music people are on a plane, the film people are on a whole other plateau. It's all about image. You know? It's all about how do I look, you know? and it's all that. You know, I had to learn how to do the Hollywood smile and all that.
Character.
So I have one basic.
Yes.
You know, this is what you're gonna get. You can't see it on the radio, but it's just too funny.
Yes.
Oh, you can see. Oh, here you go. You want to see it? The Patton Hollywood smile. That's the best idea. You're gonna get that every time. Just enough teeth.
Yeah.
And that's it. You don't know what I'm thinking, but you see that smiling like, he's a happy-looking guy.
All the time.
All the time, bro. And I'm telling you something. After I spoke to him, what I walked away with was, Vince, you can talk to any of these people. I really, literally walked away with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I said that to say, yes, what I want to do is reach out to these professionals and say, we need you here. And in every chapter that can be developed and happen in every city in the United States, there's going to be someone who can show up, you know?
Right.
You know, people like Denzel, that would be great. And he knows what this is about. He's a Boys and Girls Club person.
Right.
So he knows what it's about, reaching back and giving back, you know?
What's the age group that you're actually targeting?
The youth group that we target is 14 to 17,
14
that
to 17.
danger zone, where they want to drop out of high school.
Right.
And I personally dealt with that.
Right.
My youngest daughter, thank God she's on the right track. Sarah, I love you. I love all you kids. But she turned herself right on around senior year, and she got it going.
Right.
Now she's on her way. My son Ian, we're getting him to get back on the track and make it happen. And they feel like there's no need and there's no hope and there's no necessity in the high school education to take them to that next level.
Right.
And this is the atmosphere that's been fostered and nurtured and created by the system that we're in now. I mean, these are some weird times, man. And I try not to get too deep about it because I realize I'm 55 now. So my mind is on that tip like that, like what's going on? But I try not to look down on the youth. I try to go, this is their art form. I'm deep in hip hop. People don't even know how deep I am in hip hop.
Right.
You know,
How deep in
I was that cat. You know, I listened to this young man talk about his uncles and the beats. I know he's in good hands because I have nephews and they're rappers and they're beat makers, the ones that have been musically trained and using the technology. I'm a proponent for the technology because I teach it. The software on 6 platforms, from Pro Tools to Fruity Loops.
Right.
I do a producers on PC forum at Microsoft Atlantic Square every spring, and I do one for filmmakers on PC because the Mac users are in the professional realm, but so are the PC guys. The Mac guys are more prevalent because it is what's known as the industry standard. But the PC guys who can't afford a $3,000 Mac and the $10,000 Pro Tools HD software or whatever, you know, they still are making music and they're making great music.
Right.
So I made these inroads to bring them in so that they can get their hands on to the forefront to the next level.
That's right.
So that's what IME is all about. And there's a whole lot more that IME is about. But I want to reach out to independent filmmakers, filmmakers that are in schools like SCAD. I love SCAD. I love what any of these art schools are doing with giving the youth hands-on training, but then they have to have the hands-on internship, and SCAD is awesome because they do a thing with their, I've been using SCAD interns for 3 years, and it's paid off in huge
SCAD.
SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design. They have a film and television school in Savannah, Georgia, and they have the big institute here at in the 1600 block of Peachtree. SCAD. Look them up, and I would like to eventually see IME commandeer some scholarships because the school isn't cheap.
Yeah.
And they use real world people that have gotten Oscars and done big films. And I've talked to a lot of these professors. I have some very, very good things in my heart with SCAD.
I see.
You know?
I see, and I feel that in you, brother.
Yeah.
Listen, real quick, I want you to talk to everyone out here because this is international. Tell them how they can donate funds or contribute to IME, and where they can reach you online.
I'd be glad to.
Thank you so
The
much.
Institute of Media Engineers can be reached And let's see, the email is IMEINC.info. That's IMEINCINFO at AOL.com. Once again, that's IMEINCINFO at AOL.com. IMEINC.info at AOL.com. And the phone number is 404-200-5955. Once again, 404-200-5955. And Leah Shakin will be glad to speak with you.
Absolutely. Everyone out there, this has been one of those enlightening.
I just want to plug.
Okay.
I want to plug Little Whisper real quick. Man. We're doing the big Thanksgiving Talent Expose. It's on the 20th November from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Little Whisper Whiskey Bar and Lounge, 6889 Highway 92, Woodstock, Georgia. The Hard Donuts will be there. We'll be doing cameras. We're going to be filming. And so sign your releases and be part of the filming. It's going to get in the reality series. And Fears Unlimited Entertainment, Fuzz Rocket, Institute of Media Engineers, and VLV Recorded Media are the sponsors.
All right.
Right.
That's what's up. All right. No, you got to get it in. You got to get it in, brother. Yes, absolutely, man. I really appreciate you coming out.
Thank you.
It's been a blessing to have you.
I'll be glad to come back anytime you want.
Man, we're going to have to make that happen.
I would love to bring some of the people and students and projects and whatever you guys would think is interesting.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Everybody out there, it's been another episode of Bridging the Gap. Your host, T-Dub Hudson. We're about elevation. We're about completion. And I'll see y'all next week, 6 to 8, Monday. Let's all rise.